What is going on, my friends? Today I got another do-it-all build in NBA 2K26. This time it's at the height of 6'8". Just a few days ago, I posted one that was at 6'9", 96 rebound, 89 midi, 93 dunk, 87 pass. It was a great all-around build. Might be the best all-around build that I've seen in this game. I want to show you a version today at 6'8". I think this build is something that I'm thinking about making, but at the 6'8 height, there's a lot more that you might be able to get away with in terms of animations. So in my opinion, the version I'm showing you today compared to the 6'9", this will be the better offensive version. You're going to get a higher ball handle, a higher speed with ball, more dunk. You're going to have a little less rebound and about the same defense, but a little less passing. So nonetheless, I think it's going to be the better version offensively. I still think the 6'9 is better, but it really just comes down to you. Again, I'm making this build for me. This is how I would make my do-it-all build at 6'8". You do not have to do the exact same thing that I'm doing if you decide to make a build like this. If anything, you should be using it as a template build. I wanted to do something a little bit more unique with this build. So this build eventually will get to a 99 driving dunk. I'm getting close to starter 4. I still got a ways to go to get to starter 5, where you get 3 more cap breakers at starter 5. I'm at 11 total cap breakers because I am a degenerate 2K player and I buy the season pass, okay? So I got 11 cap breakers, one of those being my build specialization, which is shooting. So keep that in mind when you watch this build. Now, let's break it down. At 6'8", you're going to be a little quicker. So because of that, you're going to be using a little bit more attribute points on speed and agility. So on the 6'9", you have 79 speed, 73 agility. This one, you have 85 speed, 77 agility. All right, so you're a lot quicker, a lot more agile. In that regard, you know, the 6'8 is going to be better movement wise. You're only going to have a 54 strength, but this is going to be more so a small forward. This is going to be more so maybe a power forward. You know, there's been a debate going on the last couple weeks. Is strength important? How important is strength? I don't think it's that important. I really started feeling that way last year when I had a small guard build. I've been running strength on my small guard builds for years now, and I would have at least strong handle to silver, which is a 65 strength, I believe. And I really liked it because it would move better defenders off of me. I play a lot of Pro-Am, or at least I used to the last couple years, and a 65 strength, I believe, would get that lock off of me a little bit better. And then I made a guard build with no strength, and there was no difference to me, especially I guess with those lower levels maybe. But so I'm just gonna roll with no strength on this build. If you want to cap break it, I believe you can. I haven't really paid attention to it, but vertical is at an 87. You're one away from pogo stick. I'll break down the cap breakers at the end of it because there's a lot of different things that you could do. Over here, we're gonna start with a 92 D board and a 75 O board. Like I said in my last build video, you know, in random rec, everyone's on their own agenda. Everyone's got something in mind that they want to do when they get into the game. And involving their teammates is not on the top of most people's to-do list. So, you know, we don't want to be phased out. So a 92 rebound is going to keep us in the game. It's going to keep us motivated to get through this half hour of hell, quite frankly. I mean, it's not a great experience a lot of the time in random rec, but we play random rec because we like 5-on-5 ball. We like playing ball. You know what I'm saying? Not that park cheese, not that 3v3 nonsense. 5-on-5. Yes, there's nonsense and there's cheese, but it's good ball. It's real ball. It's as close to real ball that we're going to get on 2K. And so we don't want to be phased out. So we're going to go with a 92 rebound. Going to get boxed out beast on gold, rebound chaser on gold. Really like those levels. I don't think we would even touch that when it comes to max 1 and max 2ing these two badges, because I think gold's a pretty fair level. When you combine that with an 87 vertical and the ability to get to a 90 after cap breakers, which I'll talk about here in just a second, then, you know, I think we're in a good spot. Same thing as before, we're going to go with the 70 interior. Now we're going to get up to an 85 perimeter, 60 steal, and again, 54 block. I will break down the cap breakers eventually, so I can already hear the haters typing in the comments, "Your 54 block's not good." You're going to put cap breakers on it eventually, okay? Now, if you say 60 steal's not good, I would maybe agree, because it's not very good. But again, you have the ability to use cap breakers. This is going to be a version that, you know, down the road is going to make a lot more sense. So once I hit starter 5, I'll probably have 5 more cap breakers at my disposal. Will probably be a season or 2 more into the game, and then obviously the 3 more from the starter 5 rep. And if I get to 200 quests, you know what I'm saying, 200 lifetime quests in this game, I get another cap breaker. So that's 6 cap breakers I might have at my disposal here in the next couple weeks. So I'm keeping everything in mind. I am trying to plan ahead with these builds, especially with these do-it-all builds. You know, I need a lot of cap breakers to make these really, really glitchy, and I think I could do that with this build. Next, we're gonna have our pass ac at a 76. I've talked about it before, but getting all of these at the silver level, I do like. I'm not the biggest fan of silver break starter. I do think that it's not consistent, but you know, it's gonna get the job done for what we're trying to accomplish with this build. You can always +1 break starter to gold if you really want to. If you start noticing that you're someone that really bombs the ball off of a defensive rebound, then yeah, +1 it. But for the most part, you can get away with, you know, a couple good passes here and there with break starter on silver. Now, the glitchy part with the 6'6", or excuse me, with the 6'8", you're gonna have 85 ball handle and you're gonna have a 75 speed with ball. So with the 85 ball handle, you're getting Devin Booker step back and Devin Booker aggressive breakdown move or breakdown something. Those are the two, in my opinion, two of the best moves in the game, especially for taller builds. They're so good that a lot of smaller guards, you just earn rewards points, thank you very much. They're so good that even smaller guard builds are using them. All right, so that's important to note. With the 85 ball handle, you can always +1 handles for days. You can always, you know, get unpluckable up if you want. I personally wouldn't. I would just touch the handles for days. And then speed with ball is really up to you. You could go down to 68 if you wanted to, and +2 the lightning launch to gold. That's what I've tended to do. I actually do a +1 to my 6'8 right now, and I have the ability to +2 lightning launch to Hall of Fame, but I do gold because I just, you know what I'm saying, I don't notice the difference between gold and Hall of Fame, but you do have access to it. 75 speed with ball is extremely cheap. I don't know a way with this build to get, you know, the glitchy cap breakers where you get a lot of ball handle and a lot of speed with ball upgraded. I'm not very deep into the cap breaker system like that. You know, I just found out about the block going up from a 54 to an 84, or 54 to a 78, or 54 to a 74. So I'm kind of rolling with that right now. But if there's a way that anyone knows that I can get these down from a 60 to an 80 or something like that, something glitchy with cap breakers, please let me know in the comments, because I really would like to know. Next, we're going to have an 86 MIDDY again. 86 MIDDY, we are going to put cap breakers eventually to get that to an 89. And then our 3-point rating is going to be an 83. You can only get up to an 84.3. So I probably would just keep my 3-point rating there. And then our free throw is going to go up to a 74. But yeah, 3 cap breakers here. Eventually we'll get shifty on silver, set shot to gold. Once we get really further along into our specialization, I will walk around with this build with Hall of Fame set shot and Hall of Fame shifty, which is more than enough to make things happen in the MIDDY and at the 3-point line. Last but not least, because I want to break down these cap breakers really well, we're going to have a 94 driving dunk. Now, like I said, I'll talk about it a little bit more once we get to, you know what I'm saying, once we get to the cap breaker screen. But I do eventually want to get to a 99 driving dunk. I've always wanted to try 99 driving dunk. I'm not sure if it's really worth it, but you know, it sounds like fun. And I would love to make a video saying, hey, 99 driving dunk in the random rec is posterizing everyone. You know what I'm saying? You can see the video now. All right. And I do want to give it a shot. All right. But when do we do it? When do we want to get our 99 driving dunk? That's what we're going to talk about here in just a second. You're going to get Jaylen Brown. You're going to get Paul George. You're going to get Glenn Robinson. 2-way MIDDY slashing cleaner. Not bad. All right. But we sacrifice a lot more pass. Okay. We sacrifice a lot more, I guess, defense, because we don't have any steal or block. But I think that this build all around is pretty good. Let's break it down in the cap breaker screen right here. So again, it just depends on what you want to do with your cap breakers. All right. So if you look over here, if you look at, you go 3 cap breakers here, 15, 21, that's going to be, you know, a 75 block. 74 block rating is not horrible. All right. So that's 3 that you could do right there. All right. You're going to do 3 right here eventually. So you're going to get up to an 89 MIDDY. You could wait. If you don't care about set shot gold, you can always wait if you wanted to. You know, me personally, I probably wouldn't wait. All right. So that puts us at 3 there, 3 here. We have 6 remaining. Okay. Or I guess I would have 5 remaining. So now you are not able to get you know, your driving dunk to a 99 off the rip. Okay. But at the same time, you have a 93 dunk. You could put 2 cap breakers here. Now you're at a 96. And now you have, I think, where am I at now? Maybe like 5 cap breakers left, I want to say. So now you could do, let's just say 3 vertical there. That way when the starter 5 comes around, you can get more cap breakers. And then you could put, what am I trying to do here? All right, let me break it down again. So you got 3 cap breakers here. All right. You got 3 cap breakers here. I have 11 right now, so that's 5. So now you could go 96 here. All right. And then you go your other 3 here. That way, when starter 5 happens, now you have a 99 driving dunk and you have the vertical required for the contacts. If you prioritize, you know what I'm saying? You prioritize the dunking first, which is fair. You got 5 cap breakers here. I have 11 total. I know it says 10, but I have a shooting specialization that I would use. So here you got 5. Over here you got 3. All right. So that's 8 right now. Okay. So now you got 3 more. So now you can use 3 right here to get 89, but now you risk your block being a bit low. Okay. Are we following so far? Okay. Now, I think that the shooting is fine. You could use your shooting specialization right here, 87. Now you have Shifty on silver, which I think is a good badge, and you can always +2 that, +1 it to go to Hall of Fame. You can still always +1 and you can +1 set shot to gold, or +2 it or max 2 it to Hall of Fame, which is something that I would probably do. All right. So now you can do 5 here, 3 here. All right. So now you have a 90 vertical and a 99 driving dunk. So now you got the thumbnail and video ready to go if you want it. And then you're at your 5 there, your 3 there. Now you have 3 left, but one of them is your specialization. So you put that there with the 87, like I just said. So now you got 2. You put that on your block, 15 right there. 15 plus 54, quick math, about 69. Pause, resume. Your 69 block there, you're going to have chase down on bronze. So now you get good block animations. And then down the road, when you get your extra starter 5 cap breakers, now you can, you know, put a little bit more here if you want. If you like the 68 block, you can put all 3 of them here. Now you have interceptor on silver. Those are the kind of things that I would think about doing. All right. But it's not going to happen. This is not going to be a great build until, you know, maybe a few weeks from now, to be honest with you. So you got to play the waiting game with this build for the most part, in my opinion. But let me know what you think about this build in the comments below. I really wanted to try to show you guys a build with 99 driving dunk. I'm having a lot of fun using dunk this year. I know a lot of people are enjoying like float game and stuff. I just don't know why I would do that when I like shooting middies too much and I like posterizing people. So let me know what you think about this build in the comments below. I don't think it's nearly as good as the 6.9 because the 6.9 kind of gives you the best of all worlds. But let me know what you think about it. I still think it's a great all-around build. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Peace.